Be ready. Start. The Constitution confers a power and imposes a duty on the legislature to make laws. The essential legislative function is the determination of the legislative policy and its formulation as a rule of conduct. Obviously, it cannot abdicate its functions in favor of another, but in view of the multifarious activities of a welfare state, it cannot presumably work out all the details to suit the varying aspects of a complex situation. It must necessarily delegate the working out of details to the executive or any other agency. But there is a danger inherent in such a process of delegation. An overburdened legislature or one controlled by a powerful executive may unduly overstep the limits of delegation. It may not lay down any policy at all. It may declare its policy in vague and general terms. It may not set down any standard for the guidance of the executive. It may confer an arbitrary power on the executive to change or modify the policy laid down by it without reserving for itself any control over subordinate legislation. This self effacement of legislative power in favor of another agency, either in whole or in part, is beyond the permissible limits of delegation. It is for a court to hold on a fair, generous, and liberal construction of an impugned statute whether the legislature exceeded such limits. But the said liberal construction should not be carried by the courts to the extent of always trying to discover a dormant or latent legislative policy to sustain an arbitrary power conferred on executive authorities. It is the duty of the court to strike down without any hesitation any arbitrary power conferred on the executive by the legislature. Our attention was also invited to a seven judge bench decision in Municipal Corporation of Delhi Supra, where the majority again took the view that the legislature can delegate non essential legislative functions, but while delegating such functions, there must be a clear legislative policy which serves as guidance for the authority on which the function is delegated. As long as a legislative policy can be culled out with sufficient clarity or a standard is laid down, courts should not interfere with the discretion that undoubtedly rests with the legislature in determining the extent of delegation necessary in a particular case, what guidance should be given, and to what extent, and whether guidance has been given in a particular case at all depends on a consideration of the provisions of the particular act with which the court has to deal with, including its preamble. It was also observed that the nature of the body to which delegation is made is also a factor to be taken into consideration in determining whether there is sufficient guidance in the matter of delegation. However, what form the guidance should take is again a matter which cannot be stated in general terms. It will depend upon the circumstances of each statute under consideration. In some cases, guidance in broad general terms may be enough. In other cases, more detailed guidance may be necessary. Under the Constitution, the legislature has plenary powers within its allotted field. Essential legislative function cannot be delegated by the legislature, that is, there can be no abdication of legislative function or authority by complete effacement or even partially in respect of a particular topic or matter entrusted by the Constitution to the legislature. Power to make subsidiary or ancillary legislation may, however, be entrusted by the legislature to another body of its choice, provided there is enunciation of policy, principles, or standards, either expressly or by implication, for the guidance of the delegate in that behalf. Entrustment of power without guidance amounts to excessive delegation of legislative authority. Mere authority to legislate on a particular topic does not confer authority to delegate its power to legislate on that topic to another body. The power conferred upon the legislature on a topic is specifically entrusted to that body, and it is a necessary intendment of the constitutional provision which confers that power that it shall not be delegated without laying down principles, policy, standard, or guidance to another body unless the Constitution expressly permits delegation, and the taxing provisions are not exception to these rules. From the conspectus of the views on the question of nature and extent of delegation of legislative functions by the legislature, two broad principles emerge, namely, 1. That delegation of non-essential legislative function of fixation of rate of imposts is a necessity to meet the multifarious demands of a welfare state, but while delegating such a function, laying down of a clear legislative policy is prerequisite, and 2. While delegating the power of fixation of rate of tax, there must be in existence inter alia some guidance, control, safeguards, and checks in the concerned act. It is manifest that the question of application of the second principle will not arise unless the impost is a tax. Therefore, as long as the legislative policy is defined in clear terms which provides guidance to the delegate, such delegation of a non-essential legislative function is permissible. Thank you.